Odyssey Book 1 concluded from lines 557 to the end. Telemachus upbraids the suitors. He goes in to see Euryclea to have her prepare for trip. He goes to bed reflecting on Athena's counsel. And, while his mother's tears still washed her eyes, till grey Minerva did those tears surprise with timely sleep, and that her wooers did rouse rude tumult up through all the shady house, disposed to sleep because their widow was, Telemachus this new-given spirit did pass on their old insolence. Ho, you that are there, my mother's wooers, much too high ye bear your petulant spirits. Sit, and while ye may enjoy me in your banquets, see ye lay these loud notes down, nor do this man the wrong, because my mother hath disliked his song, to grace her interruption. 'Tis a thing honest, and honoured too, to hear one sing numbers so like the gods in elegance, as this man flows in. By the morn's first light I'll call ye all before me in a court, that I may clearly banish your resort, with all your rudeness from these roofs of mine. Away, and elsewhere in your feasts combine. Consume your own goods, and make mutual feast at either's house. Or if ye still hold best, and for your humours more suffice it fill, to feed to spoil, because unpunished still, on others finding, spoil. But here I call the eternal gods to witness, if it fail in my wished reach once to be dealing wreaks, by God's high bounty, these your present checks to what I give in charge shall add more reins to my revenge hereafter. And the pains ye then must suffer shall pass all your pride, even ever to see redressed or qualified. At this all bit their lips, and did admire his words sent from him with such phrase and fire, which so much moved them that Antinous, Eupitheus' son, cried out, Telemachus, the gods, I think, have wrapped thee to this height of elocution, and this great conceit of self-ability. We all may pray that Jove invest not in this kingdom's sway thy forward forces, which I see put forth a hot ambition in thee for thy birth. Be not offended, he replied, if I shall say I would assume his empery if Jove gave leave. You are not he that sings, the rule of kingdoms is the worst of things. Nor is it ill at all to sway a throne. A man may quickly gain possession of mighty riches, make a wondrous prize of set of his virtues. But the dignities that deck a king, these are enough beside in the circumfluous isle that want no pride to think them worthy of, as young as I, and old as you are, an ascent so high my thoughts affect not. Dead is he that held desert of virtue that have so excelled. But of these turrets I will take on me to be the absolute king, and reign as free, as did my father, over all his hand left here in this house slaves to my command. Eurymachus, the son of Polybus, to this made this reply. Telemachus, the girland of this kingdom let the knees of deity run for, but the faculties the house is seized of, and the turrets here thou shalt be lord of, nor shall any bear the least part off of all thou dost possess. As soon as this land is no wilderness, nor ruled by outlaws, but give these their pass, and tell me, best of princes, who was he that guessed it here so late, from whence, and what in any region boasted he his state, his race, his country? Brought he any news of thy returning father, or for dues of monies to him made he fit repair? How suddenly he rushed into the air, nor would sustain to stay and make him known. His port showed no debauched companion. He answered, the return of my loved sire is past all hope, and should rude fame inspire from any place a flattering messenger with news of his survival, he should bear no least belief off from my desperate love, which, if a sacred prophet should approve, called by my mother for her cares unrest, it should not move me. For my late fair guest, he was of old my father's, touching here from sea-girt Taphos, and forenamed doth bear Mentes, the son of wise Anchialus, and governs all the Taphians studious of navigation. This he said, but knew it was a goddess. These again withdrew to dances and attraction of the song, and while their pleasures did the time prolong, the sable even descended, and did steep the lids of all men in desire of sleep. Telemachus into a room built high of his illustrious court, and to the eye of circular prospect to his bed ascended, and in his mind with much weighty thought contended. Before him Euryclea, that well knew all the observances of a handmaid due, daughter to Opus Pisanorides, bore 2 bright torches, who did so much please Laertes in her prime, that for the price of 20 oxen he made merchandise of her fair beauties, and love's equal flame. To her he fell, and to his nuptial dame. Yet never durst he mixed with her in bed, so much the anger of his wife he fled. She, now grown old, to young Telemachus 2 torches bore, and was obsequious past all other maids, and did apply her service to him from his infancy. His well-built chamber reached, she oped the door, and on his bed sat. The soft weeds he wore put off, and to the diligent old maid gave all, who fitly all in thick folds lay, and hung them on a beam pin near the bed, and round about which rich embroidered. Then made she haste forth from him, and did bring the door together with a silver ring, and by a string a bar to it did pull. He laid, and covered well with curled wool woven in his silk quilts, all night employed his mind about the task that Pallas had designed. So that concludes Book 1 of the Odyssey, translated by George Chapman.